The world is divided up into so many gangs. Traditionally, gangs are separated by location, but you got gangs separated by race, gangs separated by economic status, of course, gangs separated by nations, and gangs separated by gender. And to be a part of these gangs, you have to say nothing but nice about your gang and nothing but bad about the other gang. Hence, since I'm not part of any of these gangs, if I say something negative about, for example, a black person, you must hate black people, otherwise you wouldn't criticize a person who is black. They can wander off with that and fuck off. Anybody who would be that stupid as to say that. Meanwhile, plenty black people respect my perspective because they don't like bullshitters who just play into the gang mentality. Likewise for religion. I don't buy into any of these religions, especially not things like atheism and secularism, these faith-based religions that think that they're a big deal just because they speak bad about the other religions. Faith-based nonsense, all the same to me. Gender. No, you can't criticize a woman whatsoever without having all kinds of people saying you're a misogynist, that you hate women. All this kind of nonsense. Interestingly, I never insult women. I never criticize women because it's been said unintelligent people, intelligent people talk about ideas. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of an imperfect thing to say, but I'm smart as hell. I don't talk about people. I'm talking about the idea. Now, somebody's going to give me a comment saying, well, here's an example of you naming a name and then making a criticism. I guarantee you, if you look at any name somebody brings up, I'm talking about an idea, not the person. Fuck that person. That person's a girl and she's stupid because she's a girl. Now, meanwhile, I am not a feminist because plenty of the worst people you could ever want to meet, the biggest hypocrites ever, are feminists. And meanwhile, I am a feminist as long as it means people that want real equality of rights and responsibilities. But like I say, that word feminism has been completely ruined and we need a new word because any woman can have plenty credibility saying she's a feminist. Real feminists will look at her and say, you're no feminist, you're just some chick that wants to be heard and want to be self-righteous and want rights, but you don't want responsibilities. So you first wave and even second wave feminists who want to hang on to the glory days where feminism is actually something respectable, you need to find a different word or something. Egalitarianism is kind of a fucked up word that we already have, meaning it's like equalitism. But I think equalitism would be cool. Feminism is dead. These third wave feminists and just armchair feminists, garbage as hell. I mean, meanwhile, like I make all kinds of criticisms about women, and by that I mean the way we socialize women or the behavior of some women that is brought about by that socialization. And people will say, you're a misogynist, you hate women. So you got some really uninformed woman haters, men and women, who will hear what I say and go, yeah, fuck women. I go, well, that's not the point. And plenty of women who think they're feminists saying, you hate women because you criticized something that women are socialized to do. Women are not the corruption that they are taught. I hate the corruption, not the women. Women are taught to be ridiculous chauvinists. They're taught to be so chauvinistic that they think chauvinism means men who don't like women. Chauvinism, and this is one of the things that plenty scholars and academics have tried to get me to give up. Chauvinism is gender neutral. Chauvinism means biased devotion to any cause, group, or idea. Plenty scholars with whom I've corresponded, they try to get me to give up on that. They say, no, no, it's the connotation. The denotation is that, but the connotation has changed and it's gender specific and you have to buy into, the stupidest of women have too much social clout and they've changed the definition. No. Chauvinism is biased devotion to any cause, group, or idea. And there has been so much chauvinism as a result of certain feminists that chauvinism itself has become a word that is chauvinistically defined. And that's ironic. Now, meanwhile, I never criticize people. I criticize ideas, and I will criticize the hell out of women because plenty, women as an idea, the socialization, because plenty of them are just absolutely going off the deep end with their self-righteousness and their ridiculousness. However, and this is my very quick point, anyone actually interested in real feminism, I recommend two readings to get started. And other people will give you others off of here, or you can deal with real feminists who are interested in these people. This is where you get started if you want to deal with real respectable feminism. And if any of you think that there are plenty of people who think there's no such thing as respectable feminism and it was all just bullshit, just look at the way men are treated now. You people who talk about, oh, feminism puts men through this, puts men through that. Now imagine feminism is just some hippie ass made up thing by some women that's enforced by men, so it's ironic. But imagine how much terror it wreaks. That didn't come out of nothing, meaning that feminism wasn't just some dreamed up thing. Women have been on the receiving end of that kind of bullshit for a long time, and at some point, some well meaning and some not so well meaning said, you know what, let's make feminism to stop this shit. Plenty of people flipped it in 180 and said, now let's do the things that men have done. Let's exhibit the worst character of men while getting the best credibility of women. Those are the worst people in the world. Women who want to do the worst things men ever did, saying, well, men used to do it, so I'll do it. Even as the men who did it didn't have the same frame of reference. They didn't see like, whoa, that stuff's all bad. Let's fight against it. And then do it. Bullshit. So anybody who thinks feminism isn't warranted, you're not reasonable, even if you're a man. So here are two sources of feminism to get started. A Vindication of the Rights of Women, Mary Wollstonecraft. A Vindication of the Rights of Women, Mary Wollstonecraft. You can look her up. It's pretty easy to find. A second source is called, what is it exactly called? I read it a lot, but I don't care for the title. It's a long title. Oh, come on. Knock it off. Okay. Biological Superiority, the World's Most Dangerous and Deadly Idea. That is from Andrea Dworkin, Dworkin. Now that's going to talk all about how plenty in the feminist movement just said, hey, it's not right that women are below men. Let's flip it. Now men are below women. And so it's all biological determinism. Your character and everything's determined by biology. And now women are better than men. So they just flip it around like hypocrites. And that's what that essay is about. It's a great essay. Those are the two resources I recommend if you want to get into respectable feminism, which I recommend it be changed, because there's no such thing really as respectable feminism, because it's been too much poisoned by the shittiest kind of people in the world. Again, the kind of women who want to do the worst things men have ever done and still have the credibility of the most obedient women that have ever been. So we need a new word for feminism, and all that stuff that I just mentioned is reasons why I am certainly not a feminist, but why I certainly am a feminist.